Hi, this is Eric Erb from the Eric Erb Show Live. You can find me online at theericerbshow.com or twitter.com/The Eric Erb Show. And of course, you can find me. This podcast is coming to you live from Anchor.fm. Anchor.fm. It's your best way to get started podcasting, and Anchor offers you all the tools, everything you need to get your podcast off the ground and going, and everything is for free. So just think about that. They don't charge you a monthly fee or anything. Everything's for free. All the tools you need through Anchor.fm. Okay, I want to cover something real quick. This will be a real short podcast. This is in the news, and this is from Axios News. A lot of people haven't heard of Axios. The liberal media is trying to kind of do a remake, if you will. You have the big news with the libs there. You have ABC, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, all the fake news channels. But just recently, this Axios News kind of cropped up. It's been in the background, but it's more starting to come to light more and more and more. Axios is running a story today, and I'm just reading this, and I just want to get your opinion out there. What do you think? And it goes on, the article talks about Facebook. It says one of Facebook's biggest headaches leading up to the 2020 election isn't interference or fake news. It's worrying about the Democrat in the White House, if a Democrat wins the White House. And why that matters, let me tell you why that matters to Facebook is the Obama administration would embrace big tech. They warmly embraced big tech when Obama was president. It seems that the Democratic Party, the policymakers and the presidential hopefuls, many of them hold Facebook responsible for President Trump's 2016 victory. And they're trying to blame Facebook now, the Democratic Party. You know, at first it's Hillary, and she won, and she was guaranteed she was going to win, and she didn't win. She lost, and she's just a sore loser. She's just she's a psychotic bitch. I'm sorry to say that, but Hillary Clinton's just a psychotic bitch. Okay, but Facebook is worried because the Democrats, a lot of the new policymakers and the people that are coming up through the Democratic ranks are holding Facebook accountable. And again, my source is Axios News on this. And a lot of them dislike Facebook, and a lot of them don't like it. And again, I'm going to go back to the, Axios article that they wrote today on Facebook. It says here, driving the news, Democratic contenders responded with visceral dislike to mentions Facebook and the New York Times recent on-camera endorsement process. So basically, they go on to say Joe Biden has never been a Facebook fan, as you probably know, never been a fan of Mark Zuckerberg. He thinks he's a real problem, and I'm quoting an article in which Joe Biden is talking about Facebook. Bernie Sanders is saying, you have Facebook, Twitter, enormous amount of advertising done online. These are very, very serious problems. Pete Buttigieg, that's the problem with Facebook. No one company, no one person should have that kind of power they've accumulated. So these are three of the presidential Democratic folks that are running for president on the Democrat side. That is some of their opinions of Facebook. Well, that's not very good. Facebook, as you know, going to Elizabeth Warren. She's called for big companies like Facebook to actually be broken up and have most of their competitors have suggested they need a lot more scrutiny and a lot more regulation. So basically, folks, what that means is that a lot of these regulators, Democratic regulators out there, want Facebook to be regulated and split up like Elizabeth Warren, as the article goes on to mention. They want to make Facebook pay for this 2016 election that Hillary Rodham Clinton did not win against President Donald J. Trump. And so it's kind of ironic. Normally, in a lot of circumstances, the right, being the conservative, the right wing conservative, the Republicans, if you will. Normally, the Republicans here are complaining about Facebook, but this time it's not the Republicans. This time it is the Democrats that are complaining about Facebook. And it's very, very ironic considering, excuse me, Mark Zuckerberg, who he stands for, and him and Obama were good buddies and that type of thing. They wouldn't say it in a public forum, but behind the scenes, Facebook was working hand in hand with the Obama administration, and everybody knows that behind the scenes. But now, here 4 years later, that was in 2016 and 2020. The tide has now turned. So the tide has now turned. So all of Mark Zuckerberg's allies, Democratic allies that were in bed with Facebook, they've now turned on Mark Zuckerberg. And I find that very, very fascinating and very ironic that the hand that feeds you turns around and ends up strangling you. So that's kind of in a nutshell how it is. Well, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, folks, of this podcast. Let me know what you think about Facebook. And a lot of the Democrats don't like Facebook, and a lot of the Democrats want to go after Facebook, including Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and, of course, Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, down in South Bend, Indiana. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Let me know what you think. And if you want to support the program, please do. Again, this is Eric Erb live, and you can support me through Anchor.fm, and at least give Anchor a shot and try it out. If you want to create a podcast, it's not really hard. Anchor makes it really, really easy for people even with no experience at all. Again, this is Eric Erb from the Eric Erb Show Live, signing off. Thanks a lot.